Namaste, Dosto. We're going to go pick up my sister-in-law right now, right? We're going to the New Delhi airport, and she's going to tell you what happens on a flight in India right now, because just yesterday, they opened up domestic flights here in India. And this is Nisha. You get to meet her. She's very sweet. She's the most sanskari, I think, sister-in-law that I have, right?
Kind of.
She's a typical, like, gaon wali girl, okay? She only speaks Hindi. She's from Hindi medium, and she's the sweetest. And I love her, and I'm so loyal to her because she makes me the best parathe. Anna?
Yeah, and she got lucky because a lot of flights got rescheduled, but hers did not.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that soon on the drive because, I mean, we'll chat about a few things like the future of Corona here in India, the current situation of it, and I'm getting a lot of people asking me, should we travel to India, Karl? Is it safe to travel to India? We'll talk about international flights and all that. It's a tricky one. Shalom, Manu. And the boss is driving, hey na? The boss lady in the front seat. I'm gonna do the vlog. I'm testing out my new camera today as well. See how dirty our car is? Itni gandi hai. Oh. Alright, we're on our way. What's happening over there? People are gathering for something. Oh my god.
Oh wait, it's what is it
It's
called?
a temple.
Shamshan Ghat.
What's that?
Cremation ground.
Oh. So it's
Probably there's COVID dead bodies from COVID coming.
I mean, someone's having a funeral, so funerals are allowed. In the current situation here in India, most things are allowed except for malls and salons right now, and I don't think you can dine in at restaurants, no?
Yeah, just takeaways are allowed.
But this weekend, they're going to make a decision on what's going to happen. We've been in lockdown for 9 weeks now, and we're on lockdown number 4. They keep extending it. So will they extend it again this weekend? Himachal Pradesh already has extended it to June 30. So India is coming out of lockdown at a time when the cases are increasing. Now that doesn't make sense, right? You're meant to come out of lockdown once the cases start decreasing or they've stopped altogether, right? But why can't India do this? Why can't India continue the lockdown anymore, Manu?
I don't think we can afford to do that. Look at what's happening with the migrant workers and with the businesses, and everything's just going down.
Economy-wise and migrant-wise and poor people-wise, everything's suffering, right? Everybody's suffering actually, but the poor people are suffering the most, and the longer the lockdown goes on, the harder it is for them. But at the same time, you know, we need to be fighting Corona, and you know, continuing a lockdown is probably the best thing to do that. But yeah, India can't. That's why things are nearly open here, okay? It's just not feasible for India.
With that population.
Yeah, so India's coming out of lockdown when the numbers are, you know, not peaking, not even peaking yet. And they're increasing like crazy right now. And I think that's because India has started ramping up its testing so much in the last month. So next month in June, it is going to be insane. It's going to go crazy COVID because India has opened up the buses and the airlines. So everybody's traveling right now. Everybody's going home from Delhi, from Maharashtra, from the hot spots. And this is making Corona spread like crazy. So yeah, from now to the end of June, it's going to be bad. This is going to be the worst month, I think, no? They're saying it's going to peak, right, in July? But how can it peak? A peak means the numbers have to come down, right?
After the peak.
How's that going to happen if lockdown's ending, right? There can't be a peak. It's only going to keep increasing. I don't know how they think it's going to peak in July. I think it's just going to keep increasing. And so I think the purpose of lockdown was simply to give India time to prepare for what's going to come with all these cases increasing, okay? Cases are not going to stop, I think. So it's allowed the hospitals to increase their bed count, to buy ventilators, to get more air. All it's done is slowed down the spread of Corona, okay? And allowed hospitals to prepare. Why is it so hard to control a pandemic in India, Manu?
The population, and then we don't have enough doctors, enough hospital beds compared to the population, obviously.
And I think it's hard to control the population as well, Manu. Like, You've seen New Zealand, small population and easier to control.
But then you're in the developed phase. Now we are in the developing phase, and any country in a developing phase has this issue of population.
Yeah, it's harder to control people here, and that's why I think Corona's going to keep going. And it's not for wrong reasons why it's harder. It's just because, you know, people need to go to work to earn money to eat. It's like these kind of issues.
And then there's a huge number of people who can't afford quality healthcare.
You guys cannot imagine how hot it is out here. We're just stopping for a drink actually, right on the motorway here, Chalo. Need to get some supplies. Oh, there, it's closed. Let's have a quick look and see what's open in here. Alright, nothing's open. You've only got Burger King that's open. So that brings us into, should you be traveling to India right now? People have been asking me this, and you know, people love India. India is the greatest country in the world to travel to. But right now, how? No. There's so much going on in India besides Corona. So there's a heat wave right now. It's literally 44 degrees outside. There was just a cyclone in West Bengal. There's been earthquakes in Assam as recently as yesterday. And we have COVID. It's like, it's not a good time. But with COVID increasing, you cannot fly to India. And I don't think the government's going to allow tourism for a long time, nah? International tourism.
Yeah, I don't think. Even if they allow, the flight tickets are so expensive. Can we afford it?
Yeah, can people afford it? No. And there's going to be a lot of restrictions in hotels as well. And then there's going to be restrictions when it comes to visiting monuments and things as well, okay? So think about the Taj Mahal, how busy that gets. The queues you get outside the Taj Mahal. You have to add social distancing to that. There's going to be a ton of rules around tourism. So imagine the queues now. The queues are going to be huge everywhere to get in somewhere. And then there'll be a limit on the amount of people that can be inside a monument like the Taj Mahal. You can't be packed in like sardines like you usually are at the Taj Mahal. So yeah, traveling after COVID is going to be a very, very different experience. A slower experience. And people are asking me, when will it get better? Honestly, no one knows.
When the vaccine comes out?
When the vaccine comes out. When will the vaccine come out? Only God knows. So because you're married to me, we could go to New Zealand and ride it out there, right? In safety.
I don't think I will though.
So that was going to be my question. Would you consider that?
Will my entire family go?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would we do that? We're not leaving India. We want to stay in India. We love India. India is our home, no? We're Indians though.
I would feel guilty to leave my whole family here and get the treatment for myself outside. So
yeah, or be safe somewhere else. What if your parents got sick or anything like that, no?
I want to be here for them.
And I mean, it's the same thing for me. I'm in India, but my parents in New Zealand. But everything's okay in New Zealand, and my brothers and sisters, but everything's okay in New Zealand, and my brother and sister are there anyway. So yeah, I don't want to be in New Zealand. I want to be here in India only. Yeah, no plans of going back ever. So that's the situation. We're nearly at the airport now. Let's go and meet Nisha and let's quiz her on everything that happened during the flight. We missed her. So they're sanitizing it while you're taking the ticket. And they're checking our temperature when we enter the airport as well.
आपको देना पड़ेगा. पीछे करूँ. दे दो मैं sanitize कर लूँगी.
You can't reach it.
Where's the sanitizer?
We're just walking towards the terminal now, and the car park is empty. There's literally 3 cars on this floor. It's usually jam-packed. Insane. We'll have a quick tour of what's happening outside the airport as well. Will we meet some scammers, Manu?
I don't think they're here anymore. No
Yeah.
business for them.
No tourists, so no scammers. That's how it is. Can you feel the loo? That's my new word, loo.
It is loo.
It means like hot monsoon air, or just hot air, nah? Just hot air. And the only thing that's open here is literally taxis. There's taxis everywhere. All the shops, all the food, everything else is closed here. So no point to come here unless you're here to pick somebody up. And the prepaid taxi booth is open as well, okay? So that's where you should go to avoid scammers. But these days, they're not here because there's no tourists here. No tourists, no scammers. Wherever you go in India, if you're away from the tourist spots, you'll only meet beautiful, kind, hospitable Indian people only. Like where I live in Delhi, it's not a tourist spot, so it's just like normal life like anywhere else in the world, normal people. But yeah, these scammers tend to congregate around tourist spots, and that's because that's where the business is now. Yeah, won't be seeing them for a while though. They're out of business right now. Everybody is. Namaste Nisha. Nisha, क्या आप कुछ तमिल सीखते हैं?
नहीं, तमिल नहीं सीखा।
क्यों? आप तमिलनाडु में रहते हैं?
थोड़े टाइम रह के आई।
अच्छा। वनकम। वनकम नहीं मालूम है।
बाहर नहीं निकली। कोरोना ने मेरे को बाहर नहीं निकलने दिया।
अच्छा। Manu, you're so cruel. Leave her be. Sanitize your sister like that.
अब ये निकाल के इसको कर ले, मास्क मत निकाल लो।
हैं?
ये
You can take it off.
इसको कर दे ना, सैनिटाइज कर।
अरे यार, you're sanitizing them. Just throw it in the bin, no?
There's no bin here.
You're touching everybody's spit
Can't
on
throw
the
it
mask.
without sanitizing anyway.
Ram Ram Nisha,
राम राम काल।
welcome home.
थैंक यू।
तो क्या आपने मेरे पराठे लाई?
नहीं, मैंने खुद खाया सुबह।
खुद खाया मतलब?
मैंने सुबह बनाया।
ओ बनाया।
मेरे
हाँ,
और विकास के
मुझे
लिए।
बनाया समझता हूँ।
कल सुबह आलू पराठे बनाऊंगी।
ओके, 8 बजे मुझे चाहिए।
ठीक है। नहीं 11 बजे।
अरे ये ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं है।
नहीं,
ये दोपहर का खाना है। फ्लाइट पर आपने क्या पहना?
फ्लाइट पे मैंने मास्क पहना, ग्लव्स पहना और
फेस मास्क।
हाँ, फिर नहीं कुछ और बोल।
हाँ, सर का मास्क।
नहीं,
सर का मास्क है।
नहीं,
मुंह का मास्क, सर का मास्क। और फ्लाइट पर क्या हो रहा था?
फ्लाइट पर
क्या अलग था?
सब लोग घर से खाना बना, मतलब घर सब नहीं, 1-2 खाना बना के लेके आए थे और खा रहे थे उधर।
लेकिन खाना अलाउड नहीं है।
पर उधर खा रहे थे।
फ्लाइट पर खाना अलाउड नहीं है। घर का
बिना
खाना अलाउड नहीं है।
हाथ सैनिटाइज किए हुए।
अच्छा।
और कोरोना का हेल्पलाइन नंबर है, वो कोई नहीं उठाता।
हाँ, I've heard this from a lot of people.
हाँ।
बहुत लोग ये कहते हैं।
हाँ, बहुत, या तो स्विच ऑफ आता है या नहीं, वो उठाते नहीं है कोई।
अच्छा, और फ्लाइट फुल था?
हाँ, फ्लाइट फुल था।
Now Manisha thinks that we're in an airplane and she won't let me take off my mask.
What if there's a virus on her clothes or something?
Oh, don't be sad to it. There's no virus on Nisha. How could there be a
Not
virus
Nisha,
on somebody like her?
Because she's not taking off her mask. It could enter our bodies, yeah?
No,
And
no. I want to drink something.
My dad is above 60 and no risk has to be taken with that.
सही बात है, सही बात है। ठीक है, चलो घर जाएंगे और खाना खाएंगे।
Yeah.
मुझे भूख लग रही हूँ ना। I always say that. मुझे भूख लग रही है। Not वो क्या हूँ। ठीक है, चलो 3, 2, 1 जय हिंद। And stay safe दोस्तों।